and happy Monday to you. Craig playing air traffic controller there, pointing at a variety of screens, including the ones that we're on.
Playing air guitar.
Oh,
or is he slapping the bass in the back? Slapping the bass.
A true guitar hero,
Slapping the bass, man.
A slap at the bass.
Thanks for starting your work week with us, guys. We know you had many options in choosing your online-only after-show content, and we're thankful that you chose us. Paul alongside Rachel and Jimmy Q. We've got the seat reserved for Jen Wall in case she does want to come by and hang out with us.
She's with child now.
She's laughing somewhere off in the distance.
I'm coming.
She's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Do we start over? No, this is live. We're going.
No, it's the real deal.
We can't. We don't.
We have a lot to talk
guide
about
us.
on the show
Take
today.
us there.
Let's go.
So we were talking this morning about snooping and going through your phones of your significant other and whether or not it's ever okay to do that. And we had quite the discussion via text Team 12, 602-444-1212. And we'd like to get a similar conversation started in the comment section with you guys. Do you think it's ever okay to go snooping through your significant other's phone? I cede the floor to the lady first.
I feel like if your end game is to end your relationship, then definitely
Then go for it.
Just pry through that thing.
Okay there, Jen.
because that's really what it's going to boil down to. There's going to be a 3-hour fight and then 3 days of silence and then, you know, because you're going to find stuff on there that you don't understand or maybe you don't get. Maybe inside jokes with friends that are of the opposite sex, not good.
Even the most innocent of us has something damning on their phones, I feel like.
Yeah, I think we can all
I have
agree
to
with
keep
that.
my exes, a few of them, on there because I need to know if they're calling or texting.
Sure.
And I know
They
who it
hit you
is.
up.
So I don't even respond to them.
Sure.
But, of course, if I'm going to show my fiance something, you know that that's when they're going to pop up and it's going to be, hey,
Yeah, you're like, oh,
Cindy.
look at this picture, and they're like,
Cindy's going to pop up. Hey, what have you been up to?
You got to put it on airplane mode.
Oh, or the worst is when they know who Cindy is.
Airplane mode before you hand your phone to anybody. Pro move.
Oh, brother. That's
Jen, what do you think? You ever go through someone's phone? Be honest.
I'm just so old school.
Yeah.
Like, and my husband and I were so busy with work and the kids. Like, we don't have time to. Like, I can barely keep up with what's going on at my phone.
That's true.
I don't have time to look at what he's got going on. And
There was one
I know where he
time
is.
that I, in the past, I had a girlfriend. She went to go take a shower and she left her phone there, and I should have gone through it.
So you would have saved you some time and
Yes,
heartache?
would have saved me a little time and heartache. We still had some great memories after, but yeah, she was full of shenanigans.
tell ya.
I'm happy
I like
for her.
that.
She's doing great.
Shenanigans.
But I should have checked her phone. I would have found everything I needed to know,
Yeah.
probably in picture form.
I'm telling you. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's a picture book. The problem is that, you know, if your significant other's phone is in the room and it's blowing up, do you look at the screen to see maybe what's
Oh, I see
coming
people
in?
rubbernecking all the time.
Yeah, oh, who's that?
Oh, what do you got going on there?
Or they can see it from here and they're like, oh, yeah.
They're looking at your Facebook comments. I do that unintentionally to people whose content I
it's
don't even
hard.
care
It's
about
hard when
seeing.
it's lighting
when
up,
someone's
like,
got
your
the phone,
eyes.
it's bright in front of you.
Yeah.
What are you looking at over there? What you got cooking?
What are the viewers
I do that on
think?
planes
Okay.
even. Oh, you want to see what the viewers have to
I
say?
want to know what the
That's
viewers
awfully
think
mean.
because
Okay.
they have a lot to say about this
I
content.
want to say first, good morning to Ed, Ashley, Helen, Bridget, Colton, Ricky, Lynn, Pat, Bobby, all you guys popping by this
Hi.
morning. We do have some early comments about whether or not it's okay to snoop. Mike says no reason to ever snoop. If she's cheating, I don't want to know about it.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
so
fine.
then do you just...
The heart doesn't feel what the eyes don't see. If there is some shenanigans, as JQ put it, going on, maybe it's best that we don't know about the shenanigans.
I mean, what you don't know.
Some people out of
mean,
mind, out of
that's
sight.
sad.
I got a friend that's like that. I mean, I think
They don't want to know?
I think we all know that there's some shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
He's happy. He just says, you know what? I like my life the way it is. I just don't want to know. And then my other buddy pulled me aside, says, you know, Jimmy, if he's happy with that, then who are you to judge? And I said, you know what?
no
Okay.
judgment.
So he doesn't look.
You tried to be a good friend, and you did all you can do.
Nicolette says it's not snooping if you've been open about communication and have nothing to hide. I think that even if you don't have anything to hide, Nicolette, you're still opening the door for, as Rachel put it, misinterpretation.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here. I mean...
And I also feel like that we live different lives. Like, we have like a virtual, like a digital life, and we have like a real everyday life.
Yeah.
Like, if Jimmy's ex-girlfriend shoots him a text, the 3 in the morning, what you up to?
Oh, geez.
That doesn't mean that Jimmy, 1, is going to act on it, or 2, even have it influence his day-to-day interaction with his fiancée in any reasonable way. And you can't control what other people text you either.
Right, but come on, there you have to have some ownership.
And hold up, what if it's a girlfriend from like way off in the past, like long before I met her?
I've had that.
And she's cool and she's fun and we're on great terms and I respect and love them in many ways and and we have funny inside jokes. If my fiance were to get that, that could be completely misconstrued when really there's nothing going on.
Nothing there.
What the heck? Who is this girl and why are you guys saying this? You know.
All right, 2 more viewer comments and then we'll get to our next topic. Nicolette says it's not snooping. We got to that one. Juliana says, what is this all about? I don't even use a cell phone. Bravo to you, Juliana. Although I'd like to know how you're watching this. Is it a desktop computer? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Candace says when trust is broken, it's over. So once you pick up that phone with the intent to go through and look at things you're not supposed to be looking at, that's it. So it's already over. If you want to know at that point what shenanigans are going on, then I guess go crazy. All right, so another talker we had on the show this morning. Oh, we're going to do In Case You Missed It. This is something we were talking about. 90s pickup lines. Roll it.
Hey.
About Elizette saying Nintendo and chill, anybody? That's still a thing. I mean, it's not like they stopped making Nintendo consoles. What does Amanda have to say? I'll text you only after 7 p.m. when my texts are free. I forgot about that.
Can you believe that?
Yes, you used to be able to text on nights and weekends for free.
I learned an expensive lesson.
Oh, that's a sign of the times, isn't it?
Yes.
Blockbuster and veg instead of the old Netflix and chill.
Blockbuster.
Can I buy you a Crystal Pepsi? Because clearly we were made for each other. Okie girl. They brought back Crystal Pepsi a while back. I never got to try it, though. Those things go for big bucks on eBay. All right, how about one more? 90s pickup line. What's your screen name? If my away message is up on AIM, just slide into the AIM. Leave a message for me.
Age, sex, location. I think
ASL, the chat room,
those are the three questions, and now you can't go in there because it's weird and complicated and mixed news. So don't do that. Don't do it. All right, we got to talk about bad drivers here in Arizona. We had a lot of people weigh in because we are ranked 9th of the worst. So we're in the top 10 of the worst, tied with Alaska. And we had a viewer text Team 12 this morning and say, hey, only 1% are actual natives to Arizona. Well, it doesn't matter because it's drivers on Arizona roads. It don't matter where you came from, unfortunately.
Did you have a 90s pickup line?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, well, I had a pickup line that I used to get my fiance. I wouldn't be engaged right now.
Okay, all right, let's hear it.
And I said, excuse me, is your name Google? Because you're everything I've been searching.
Oh, that's so bad.
You're welcome, Jimmy. You're welcome.
Jen helped me out with that.
That's right.
She saw how lonely I was in the newsroom. So
What was the other one?
Very nice.
Is your dad a boxer? Because you're a knockout.
Yes! Paul?
We had a viewer text one in that said something like, are you 3.14 because you're a cutie pie or something like that. A little math joke.
I think they're great. I think the cheesier the pickup line, the better.
So
like, just keep it real. Be a goofball. I feel like, guys, if you want to be a goofball and bring that on, please.
I think what's old is new again. I really think pickup lines went out for many years. I think they are coming back. I really, really do. It's almost like cheesy, but it's a fun icebreaker.
Yeah.
Whatever you can say.
I think there's a line. No, all I'm saying is like there's an amount of cheesiness, and then there's like
just because yours aren't working.
Yeah.
I mean, but really, where's the line drawn then? Because I don't think there's such thing as too cheesy. If a guy is trying to come up and start a conversation, I say.
I think as long as they're clean, I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
like once they start to get a little
cheesy.
inappropriate, I'm like, no.
Get weird.
I used to run with these big dogs in San Diego, a bunch of guys. We called ourselves the Cowboys. And my buddy, he looked like Rob Lowe.
You lived another life.
I would have like the best lines for girls, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's so sweet." He could go up to some girl and be like, "Are you peanut butter? Because I want to put you on bread and eat you." And they'd be like, "Oh, that's so clever." Well, he could say anything.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So sometimes it's your looks that'll help your
sure.
lines.
Oh, yeah.
George's pickup line, do you believe in love at first sight or should I walk by again? Helen's 90s pickup line was you autocorrect me. Although that's more of like a 2010s pickup line getting autocorrected.
Autocorrect me.
Anyway, back to the Arizona drivers for a second. Rachel wants to talk about the bad drivers out there.
Yeah, well, let's just take a hard right turn back to that.
We do have a lot of bad drivers here in Arizona. And this is not like an uncommon problem. I mean, there are bad drivers everywhere. But as Rachel said, 9th worst drivers in the country. I think we can get to #1, guys.
I mean, it's
why not? If we're going to do
texting
record,
and the distractions within the car, and it's not the kids in the back seat that are distracting anymore when they're fighting with each other like we used to do to our parents. But now it's cell phones and reading and makeup and food.
What's with these people in this crazy rush to get to? I don't know where the heck they're going. I drove from Central Phoenix to Mesa the other day, and it was I had to take the 202 at about
people are going
8 o'clock at night. Yeah. No, I got one going 45 on my right. I got one going 90 on my left. I got one in the middle that goes from 40 to 90 back to 50, and
you know, and you have to just kind of keep to yourself on the roads, because the last thing you want to do is cause some kind of road rage.
Yeah, those crazy nuts out there.
Come on. You're so quick with the horn. You love honking at people. It's like your favorite thing to do. I hold off. You get a 3-second grace window before I hit the horn. Before I lay on the honker, you got 3 seconds to fix whatever you did that ticked me off. You don't, though. You preemptively honk. You're
I'll
like,
honk other people's horns.
This guy's going to turn here. He doesn't have his signal on.
But listen, so that said, I honk the horn as a preventative measure.
That's what my husband says,
for
too.
other drivers, because if someone's about to either sideswipe a driver, or if two cars are changing lanes at the same time and they don't see each other because they're in each other's blind spots, I honk the horn from the back. But yeah, it's preventative.
I got chased twice. I got once in Boston. I got chased.
Oh my gosh!
And I mean, it was crazy. It went for like forever. And then in San Diego, I got chased. So there's some crazies out there.
So scary.
And I can fight, but I also know when to run. And I ran in both cases. It was a group of dudes.
From a road
this was I should have run on this one. But anyways, my whole point is, what I do now is, if I'm going to honk, if I'm ticked at the person, I wait till they're committing to the exit and they can't. Then I get big courage and I'm like, and I'm like, come on, you idiot. And then there's nothing they can do.
Sure, because they're
in the same lane.
Jen, what do you think about the drivers out here?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think they're very great. It's been tough, like driving to work in the morning even. I mean, I've been coming to some very scary positions. I've been hit on the way to work by people who are not obeying the laws. So yeah, it's tough. And I gotta say, you know, living in Vegas was a lot worse. So it's nice to drive here. But you know, you worked in Boise, and I remember moving there and thinking, oh my goodness, they drive so slow, because coming from here. But it was so nice and relaxing just to kind of chill. You were never in a rush, and they made you kind of just think about things and wait. So I did appreciate that.
The thing about driving in Boise was, if you lived 20 minutes away from where you were going, it would take you 20 minutes to get there. Every day. Like, I could count down to the minute. Like, there was never any issue that I would have run into. You know what I mean? I want to get to a couple of viewer comments before we move along with the show here. Danny says, AZ drivers are crazy, worse than the ones in New York.
Oh. But that's mostly cab drivers.
I know.
I feel like traffic's way more congested in New York.
That's a lot of stop and go. New York's a little different.
Ann says cell phones are the real hazard, that young people drive with their cell phones in hand right up against the wheel. What are they thinking? And Julie agrees. She says they need a no hands law here.
I like those. They had that ordinance in Corpus Christi, where I moved from, and it was a $400 fine. So and they weren't messing around. There was no warning. Like, they could see you texting at the stoplight or whatever it was. There was no excuses. They wrote the ticket and you paid it, and that was that.
At least once a day you see someone who's swerving in and out on your commute. And our commutes are typically longer here, so I don't know if that has something to do with it, because the valley is so spread out. We're not doing shorter drives.
Do people realize that the 51 is 55 miles per hour for most of it?
I don't think
they go 75.
Which is right at Glendale, like right there at Bethany Home a little bit. It goes from 65 to 55 until you get to the 10.
I'll get run over if I go 55 anywhere on the 50.
Yeah, some big trucks out there, JQ.
I cannot. Speaking of big trucks, I can't wait. The only reason I would like gas prices to soar is to get these big trucks off the road. 2008, we were in a bad recession. There were no trucks on the road. Now all of a sudden gas gets cheap, and there they are flying past you. And
Can we record Jimmy doing his impression of a big truck and use that in future shows?
Yes. Angry, man.
I need some graphics.
Overcompensation, you know.
Overcompensation. Nailed it. Seriously? That is.
All right, Rachel, serve me up some extra squeeze juice.
Okay, the story that caught our attention this morning. 4-year-old Joshua from Colorado Springs is battling cancer. He's been going through chemotherapy for a second time after beating cancer once already last year. So back in April, I know Josh was sworn into Colorado Springs Police Department. Yes, Sunday, after completing his last round, something pretty cool happened. After greeting fans, he got to ring the bell in honor of finishing chemotherapy. Look at him, he's such a sweetheart. He's expected to undergo radiation therapy in a couple weeks. And Joshua is not only an officer now, he's something of a celebrity there at the hospital.
I gotta say, the hat looks really good on you, Joshua.
What a handsome little doll.
Josh, we are pulling for you. Look at him eye those donuts.
That's right. I mean, a proper police officer loves a good donut. My dad tells me all the time. Cake donut's his favorite.
Oh,
Josh, you're an absolute hero, man. I hope you get through this all right, and I hope you get back to keeping our community safe and sound. I want to get to a couple more viewer comments here as we move along. We were talking about snooping on your significant other's phones and whether or not that is ever okay. Jacqueline actually agrees with your take on this. She says, I can't find time to read my own text messages. I don't care if he communicates with old gal pals. Shoot, we're grandparents at this point. Like, what do you care anymore? Valerie says no, she's never done it. Virginia says no, I trust him. No point in being in a relationship if you don't trust. And that's what Jessica says too. Nothing to hide. My husband and I will roam around through each other's phones if we're bored. Can you imagine that sport? Like the sport of kings, going through your significant other's phone. Dodge the landmines.
Ooh, good picture.
Yeah, right.
Who's that?
Who's that? Who's your friend?
It seems like this is the overwhelming response this morning, is that if you have to do it, your relationship's already too far
I
gone.
feel like I just wouldn't. It's too much work.
I should have done it, though, that one time. I really, really should have. I was just sitting right there. I mean,
you could be on that for hours.
You would have seen nothing you
messages.
wanted to see, though, Jimmy. Like, it only would have hurt you.
Like the
no,
end of
I
your
would have stayed with the
messages.
relationship. It just put me in a different direction.
Right. Emelita is actually taking the other side of the issue. She says, I think you should snoop if they hide their phone from you. My boyfriend leaves his phone laying around, never guarding it. Therefore, I feel like he's not hiding anything.
Yeah.
It's like leaving your front door open. Are you locking yourself in, or are you locking others out?
Oh.
Reverse psychology. Leave your phone out.
I went. Yeah.
I got nothing.
I went to the bottom of my text messages, and the last conversation I have, the oldest one rather, from June of 2017. Okay, a lot
Over a
has
year ago.
happened since then, and so it's like
Some people don't.
you
Yeah.
could find something in there that's incriminating by that time. A year of messages.
Voice text or something.
yeah.
It's all in there.
So Isabel is the bravest in our comment section this morning.
Okay.
She's sharing a real life
Oh, good.
situation that
Thank
just
you.
went
Good, I'm
down.
ready.
One of my guy friends did that this weekend. He checked his girlfriend's phone and found she was cheating with 2 different guys.
Two?
Oh, not
Don't
this
go
one.
snooping. You're liable to find
Who's
not
got
so
the
good
time?
things.
3 guys?
Yeah. How do you juggle 3 at once?
Now he can go in a
head's
different
spinning.
direction. You know, he can say, you know what? He just saved him some time. So.
Maybe we should all just get on board and see what kind of baggage we could get rid of.
Emelita also popping in with another pickup line. Did it hurt?
When you fell from heaven.
That's exactly it.
Good
You've heard
classic.
that one once or twice before?
I've heard
wait,
it twice.
I got some good ones. Yeah,
I was
you
gonna
got some
say,
good
I
ones?
have one that I cannot. I'll mess it up, so I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, well, I've got about 50 right here, and I tweeted this out, so you can look for it there, too. Here's one. The whole thing's like loading. My phone's a little old. Does anyone want to go through it?
No, that's okay. I'm good.
All right. Is there an airport nearby, or is it my heart taking off?
How about you must be a banana because I find you appealing.
Sorry. I like that one.
So cheesy. I love it.
I think it's great.
A lot of people are saying no about the Arizona drivers, too, that they're not that bad. Although there are some that take the other stance, too. Eddie saying bad at driving, distracted by devices. My commute's only 4 miles, and it's treacherous sometimes. I live about a half a mile from work, and there was a situation a couple weeks ago where I honked at 3 people in a half a mile in downtown Phoenix.
Did you ever think
to
that
get
maybe
back
that's
home.
just you, Paul? Could be.
I'm the common denominator in all of my failures.
So angry. Angry driver.
All right, time for an extra shot before we bid thee adieu on this Monday morning. About a third of all Americans say they've got chronic aches and pains. Join the club. So, how do you go about getting relief without popping a bunch of pills? Tomorrow on 12 Today, we're focusing on some natural relief when it comes to the neck, back, and feet. I speak from experience. I had L4, L5 microdiscectomy a couple years ago. I herniated a vertebrae, and I had to have it. They cut me open, they shaved it down, they realigned everything. I'm in back pain every single day of my life and will be until I die. And so finding ways to sort of mitigate that pain is absolutely essential, whether it's the position you're sleeping in or something you take before bed or stretching or exercise or whatever. Right. This is important stuff because I don't think anyone wants to be all doped up on pills all the time.
No, and that's why a lot of people lean toward medical marijuana for a solution, because a lot of people are getting addicted to opioids. We've seen the epidemic across the country, and so people lean more toward that. But if there are even ways beyond that, you know, to soothe those aches and pains. I mean, my gosh, you're probably describing so many people
Oh,
with
absolutely.
just your personal, you know, pain that you go through every day. I mean, that's awful.
Jimmy's over there showing off how his wrist is
Broken
broken.
hand. Yeah, not like his back, but it's
Sad.
broken. And
Yeah, and it
but you know
hurts.
what? I went into the emergency room, and they're like, "Hey, what do you need? You need a Percocet? You need Vicodin?" I'm like,
Scary.
Yeah.
I stuck to ibuprofen on this one, but that stuff's spooky, you know. And then how many of my fake friends would be like, "Dude, take the perk."
Right, right.
Yeah, the fake friends out there.
Fake
Hey,
friends.
maybe-
Find you a little financial windfall if you're looking for it there, JQ.
Exactly.
Dangerous game.
We don't condone that.
All right, Rachel, what else do we have coming up?
All right, let's be honest. Legos, pretty cool, right?
Right.
Dinosaurs,
Awesome.
also awesome. Yes, combine the two, and you've got one heck of an awesome show. Tomorrow on 12 Today, we are hanging out at Legoland Discovery Center, Arizona, checking out all the new Dino Explorer exhibits. And if you didn't already know, stepping on a Lego block in your bare feet,
Will make you regret you ever had kids.
yeah,
Yes.
somewhat like being bitten by a dinosaur.
They
more or
make
less.
shoes for that
scorpion.
now.
Painful experience. That, you know what,
Do
if
you
you
guys-
step on that, do something organic to fix that ache and pain.
Do you guys know where Legos were invented?
I do not.
Denmark.
Really?
Denmark.
How about that?
Yeah. I spent a little time in Scandinavia. You find out what countries, what they're proud of.
That's awesome.
Legos.
Legos.
Yeah, and the Little Mermaid.
Oh, I just got The Little Mermaid
show.
on DVD.
Emelita's your new best friend, by the way, Rachel. She says honking is an alert to communicate with each other on the road. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. There's
Why
different
we
kinds
signal,
of
it's
honks.
why we honk.
Yeah,
okay,
there is.
it's more of a beep beep.
I do
It's
the
a
bump
beep,
up.
Let's get going.
And when they see me, I do the hand, I put it tight together so that
Yeah.
there's nothing confused about
Right.
the
Yeah.
middle finger going up. I go, that's good.
What does Seinfeld say? He goes, somebody just sticks a finger up and I'm supposed to be offended. He goes, what if someone gave you the toe? He goes, that would be really offensive. Just giving you the toe.
Hey, I want to end it with this, guys. Eddie says, great job, guys. I am hooked. The texting, the after show, with some clapping emojis.
Well,
Hey,
Eddie.
we appreciate you.
Good way to end the show.
You guys in the comment section make this show work, so we hope you can join us in the future. 7:30 a.m., Monday through Friday, right here on Facebook Live. Can I end it with a honk?
So,
Cayuga.
gonna
Jimmy,
do it.
you
I'm
gotta
gonna
do
hold
your.
Cayuga.
Yeah, no. Let's end it with you doing an impression of a big truck.
I forgot how to do it.
Reminds me of Home Improvement.
Little man overcompensating.
See you tomorrow morning on the 12 Today After Show, guys.
Run.